Hey guys, I apologize I'm going so fast here, but remember, you can watch these as many times as you want, play them over and over. So there are going to be 9 reactions. I'm going to go through these the way I want you to go through them. Here we go. Each one's going to have a question associated with it. This is all based on free response number 4. For the first one, sodium metal is dropped in water. So get out your flow chart. I wrote my reactants. I do not see ions and I do not see 2 neutral atoms, so I look for my keywords on the back side, that's water. This is an alkali metal dropped in water, and it's actually the exact same thing that's written on your sheet. So I'm going to make this as my product. The question says, is the final solution acidic, basic, or neutral? That's going to be basic. Because OH minus is produced. For those of you that forgot, pH goes from 0 to 7 to 14, H plus, OH minus, and this is going to be H2O in the neutral range. A solution, Ca2 plus, Cl minus, calcium chloride is added to a solution of iron 2 sulfate. So I wrote my reactants. I see ions. I do not see any neutral atoms, so I'm going to do a swap and a stick. I do not see OH and ammonia. I do not see H plus and CO3 2 minus. I do not see H plus and OH minus, so it's going to be precipitation stick. Here is my precipitate, so I can cancel out those spectators immediately and get CaSO4. I do not need to balance this reaction, so it's Ca2 plus SO4 2 minus goes to CaSO4. List all spectator ions. Those are the people who got canceled out. Poor little guys. Dilute sulfuric acid, I tell you what sulfuric acid is added to a solution of lithium carbonate. Now guys, if you see water words, I know it's tempting to want to do something like this from last year, okay? But you don't have to, okay, because they're going to cancel anyway. Okay, I wrote my reactants. I see ions. I see no neutral atoms, so I'm going to swap, and I'm going to stick. I'm going to start from the bottom. In my stick box, I do not see OH and NH4 plus. I see H plus and CO3 2 minus, so there is my stick. I can get rid of these right away when that happens. That's going to lead H2CO2, so the balance reaction is going to be like so. There it is. What would happen if bromthermal blue indicator? I just got a text message. Let's see who this is. Hey, it's my wife. She says hi to everybody. Hi, everybody. What would happen if a few drops of bromthermal blue indicator was added in the solution? We know that bromthermal blue goes from blue to yellow in CO2, and CO2 is produced. So it would turn yellow. Holla. An iron nail is placed in a solution of copper 2 chloride. So Fe0 plus Cu2 plus Cl minus. Okay. I wrote my reactants. I do see ions. I have 1 neutral atom, so I'm going to do up, down, or down, up. In this case, iron's a metal. We don't really know what it's going to go up to, but let's just say 2 plus just for the hell of it. That means Cu is going to go down, and Cl is going to be that way. There's my spectator. Fe2 plus Cu0, my final answer. Identify the oxidizing and reducing agents. So, the ox agent equals the one who's reduced, and that's going to be equal to the down arrow, so Cu2 plus, and the reduce agent is equal to the one who's oxidized, so that's going to be my up arrow, which is going to be Fe0. A solution of ammonium nitrate, NH4 plus, NO3 minus, is mixed with a solution of lithium hydroxide. Okay, I wrote my reactants. I see ions. I see no neutral atoms, so I'm going to do a swap and a stick. I see NH4 plus and OH minus. There's my stick. Get rid of the other ones automatically. There it is. Predict the sign on delta S. Okay, so delta S is negative, it gets messier. If it's positive, it gets cleaner. So delta S equals negative because gas was produced from two solutions, and the gas that was produced was ammonia gas. Solid potassium chlorate, so potassium is K plus and chlorate is Cl minus, but it's not in water, so we don't show the ions, is gently heated. That's different than burned. Heated isn't anything, it just means, basically think of it as an arrow. Okay, so I wrote my reactants. I do not see any ions, I do not see two neutral atoms, so I'm going to go to the other side. My keyword is heated. I'm going to go find this, and it turns out that this is what you make. Okay. How many moles of products, so here are my products, would be produced if 10 moles of potassium chlorate, my reactant, decomposed? Well, right now we start with 2 and we go to 5. The 2 plus the 3 equals 5. They're saying if you start with 10, what would you make? So we can do a proportion. 2 is to 5 as 10 is to what? And I could cross multiply. And I could divide by 2. And X equals 25 moles of products. Woot woot. Chlorine gas, Cl2, is bubbled into a solution of sodium nitride. Ide the table. 8 chart. Okay, I see ions, I see one neutral atom, so I'm going to go up, down, stick. In this case, it's going to be down, because Cl goes to a negative. Up is going to be the N. Always either the nonmetals or the nonmetals, or the metals and the metals are going to be involved in the oxidation reduction process. So this is going to be Cl2 plus, well, hold on, N3 minus plus N20. So you can balance it if you want, but I don't need you to balance the single replacement redox at this time. Other than single replacement, how could you categorize this? I got up and down arrows, so this is going to be a redox reaction. Potassium oxide is dropped in water. I see no water words, so I'm going to write this as K2O, dropped in water. I wrote my reactants. I do not see any ions. I do not see two neutral atoms, so I'm going to go to my keywords. My keyword is water. I look on it and I see sodium with an oxide. In this case, it's potassium, and I balance my reaction. I just rewrite it. Name the indicator that could be used to verify the products. Okay, so we have B blue, and we have this thing I can't spell, phenolphthalein. B blue turns color in carbon dioxide. Phenolphthalein turns color in hydroxide, and that's what I have. So the answer is you could add phenolphthalein and it would turn pink due to OH production. Aluminum foil, Al0, is burned in the presence of chlorine gas. I know it's tempting to write O2 when you see burned, but they gave you the fact that they're burning it in chlorine gas. So I wrote my reactants. I do not see any ions. I see two neutral atoms, so I'm going to do an up and a down. Al is going to go to 3 plus. Cl is going to go down to minus. I'm going to get AlCl3, and I'm going to have to balance it. Okay, before Al was 0, and after Al was 3 plus. So Al was oxidized. It is the reducing agent. See you in the next part, guys.